Mother, man.
Hey, here's Patrick from Skeleton Pit, and you're listening to Murder Metal Mayhem. Yeah.
Spreading faster than a case of the clap in a trailer court. Able to shatter eardrums within a 666-mile radius. A podcast more brutal than all the rest. It's Murder Metal Mayhem!
All right, here we are doing some Murder Metal Mayhem under some strange circumstances tonight. What's going on? What's going on, everybody?
What the fuck's up, motherfuckers? How's it going? Fucking doing shit from the nation again this week.
That's right. We got you remotely, Chris, because you were potentially exposed to COVID. So potentially, not sure what happened. This is like breaking news right before Joey comes to get you to bring you out here. And we find this out. So we had a scramble, and we got you at the Shawback Nation. I got Joey in here with me. It's a little chaotic, but hey, it's Murder Metal Mayhem. We're doing episode 127 tonight.
Fuck yeah.
Little Valentine's Day episode, guys.
Hell
so
yeah.
we usually to do something like this for Valentine's Day. So, Chris, you feeling romantic over there at the Shawback Nation?
Yeah, I got my cock out already.
Well, that's good. Hopefully Michael will be there to, keep you, provide fluffer services. So
yeah, maybe probably something like that. That's what he's gonna do.
What t-shirts are we all wearing tonight, Chris? What do you got going on over there at the Nation?
I got a wet t-shirt on.
A wet t-shirt, huh?
Nah, I got my fucking I got my work shirt on that I fucking over the right fucking breast pocket. I got a Murder Machine clothing patch, and on the back I put a big ass back patch of the fucking Baphomet with some skulls on it, all made by Murder Machine clothing. It's fucking sick.
That's awesome. That's a cool work shirt. Joey, what about you, man? Get the Illinois fucking hoodie on.
That's it. I don't have nothing. I'm still worked out.
Work attire. All right.
Yeah, I came straight over to.
Yeah, you came straight over. Hey, that's how it goes. Yeah. I got an Enforced shirt on. This is a band from Virginia. I really dig these guys. Stumbled on them on YouTube Music. Amazing. They're called Enforced. Not Enforcer. That's a band from Sweden. Very different. Enforced. More of a hardcore metal crossover type band. Little thrash and death thrown in there too. They're wicked. So that's what I got going on. All right. Last week, we did a bonus episode on our favorite metal musicians, which was fun.
Hell yeah.
I like to mix it up a little bit. If you missed that one, go check it out. That was fun, Chris. What'd you think?
I thought it was pretty badass. I thought the fucking outcome everybody put together was pretty sweet, too.
Yeah.
Badass.
Yeah, definitely. Very, very cool. We talk about our favorite metal musicians at each instrument, and then we came up with a sort of dream team of a metal band, and I kind of like the way we did that with the listeners picking the band name.
Yeah.
We had some good funny names that we had randomized lists, and they picked random numbers, kind of like Killer Cage Match, but with the band. Yeah, so it was a lot of fun. We had about 800 listens to that one, so if you missed it, go on and check that out. Now tonight, guys, we got another killer couple tonight for Valentine's Day. And Joey, we decided to go old school with this one, man.
Yeah, Raymond Fernandez and Martha Beck, known as the Lonely Hearts Killers from the fucking 40s.
Yeah. Kind of cool to go back, Chris. We've done some interesting cases from the 20s, 30s, 40s. Those are always fun to do.
Hey, fucking shit was different back then, like the internet and fucking just the way people were was
right.
Just made that shit way different.
Yeah, I mean, even the whole Lonely Hearts Club thing, that's an old school thing because they don't do stuff like that. Now there's Facebook and Match.com or whatever. But Tinder, there you go.
It is like the fucking evolution, though, because like we just did Luca Magnotta.
Right.
And basically what they were doing in the 40s is what became what Luca Magnotta was doing.
That's true, man. That's funny. They killed at least 3, but some believe maybe as high as 17 on a road trip from New York to Michigan. And it's definitely one that fits with the Valentine's Day theme. I really love the way they get executed on the same day.
That's true love.
In 1951 at Sing Sing Prison in New York. So very romantic. True love, as you said, Joey. So that's going to be, of course, in our murder segment. Now, we got CK warming up, guys. You know, he gets ready in very interesting ways. He's ready to throw down in the metal segment. He's all fired up. Going back to Germany, back to Deutschland for some more metal. Fucking Skeleton Pit, man. Totally pumped up. Love these guys. Been jamming them last couple months. Just love that band. They're just so cool. And we've mentioned them on here quite a bit because we dig them. And we did an interview with the singer, guitar player, Patrick. Got about 9 minutes of that interview, and we had Patrick bring in the episode with a little promo for us. So very cool guy and a great band and digging on it. And he's all fired up, though. CK's been climbing telephone poles on Wild Man because there's a lot of snow out there, and he's been screaming at the cars below. So, yeah, above the snow. So he's up on the telephone pole screaming at people down below. Very scary. Cops are out. And hopefully he'll be able to get down off the pole and get to the microphone to do his metal segment later. So should be good. All German independent bands tonight, guys.
Yeah.
So on the bumper music. Killer cage match tonight. Chris, got some listeners to thank.
Yes, we do. We got Stephen Lyles. We got Samantha Little Gunshot Cram. And we got Rebecca Boomsock. Thanks for the numbers, y'all. We appreciate it.
Hell yeah, that's very cool. And, you know, because it's the Valentine's Day episode, I kind of thought we'd do it this way where we pick 2 couples to fight. So we've got the first side, Joey, we got who?
From Canada, fucking Paul Bernardo and Carlo Homolka, the fucking Ken and Barbie killers.
Nice.
Fucking right.
And going up against our Lonely Hearts killers,
From
right?
tonight's episode.
Yeah, Raymond Fernandez and Martha Beck. So that should be a lot of fun. The listeners picked the objects, got a couple of good ones tonight, and a variable to make it interesting.
The variable's really interesting.
Yeah, the variable is. It has something to do with you, Chris. That's interesting.
Kinda.
So we'll do that in the Mayhem segment later on in the show. So, all right. Thanks to spellboundeffectsandart.com. Those guys are so wicked. Always get compliments about the stuff. You know, the forearm with our name carved in it and the fucking spike and the lamp and all sorts of stuff. Tony Campagna is just an animal. So stock up on your gore. Visit the amazing online catalog. Chris, did you see Tony on Facebook this weekend at Disneyland?
I did not know.
He had his family. They went to the Disney World. The one I get him confused all the time.
Florida's
Disney
World, yeah.
Okay,
Yep.
Florida's World. All right, Disney World. Tony lives in Florida. They went to Disney World. There was very few people there, but they were there with their masks on and stuff. Tony has like 30 pictures of him at Disneyland with his tongue like a 1/4 inch from like all kinds of shit, like a sign that says "Do not touch this." He's got like his tongue right up on it.
Not touching it, not touching
Right,
it.
right. It's fucking hilarious. So his wife posted a picture of some flowers that her daughter got her, I think. And I commented below, I'm like, Tony, have you licked the flowers yet? He's like, no, but that's a good idea, you know. So, yeah, it's pretty funny. He was driving him crazy. I asked him, I said, so did your family get embarrassed when you were doing that and taking pictures of it? And he says, I live to embarrass my family. And I thought about you because it's like we're both that way with shit, you know, with the kids and stuff.
I do.
Totally, totally.
I do.
Also, thanks to our friends at
Spellbound Effects and fucking Stuck Up, both representing in the studio.
That's right.
You were
That's
going
right.
to Stuck Up, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
exactly. Stuck Up Sticker Company out of New Jersey.
I sit here and like from my viewpoint, wherever we do the fucking podcast, I got fucking Tony's lamp right in front of my face, and I got the
Right.
Stuck Up sticker banner that sits up above Chris's head.
Yeah,
It's like always in the line of view.
that's
So-
right. That's right. We got all kinds of stuff here in the studio. Definitely awesome. But go check
got
out
me-
Stuck Up Sticker
got me a couple,
Company. They're amazing. What'd
I
you
got
say?
me a couple I got me a couple stuck up stickers that I planted on my beer fridge here in the nation. So
Nice. Yeah, they're great
So-
stickers, man. And our Murder Metal Mayhem die cut stickers are amazing.
Yeah.
Ian over there doing an amazing job. So you could go to areyoustuckup.com. He's also all over social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that kind of stuff. Stuck Up Sticker Company out of New Jersey. Great dudes and amazing work. Now, how about the Bundy mask, Joey? You're sitting there right beneath it, kind of looking at it
Yep.
from afar. Pretty wicked,
We got to check it out in the box the other day when we were out here,
right?
and now
now she's on the wall.
yep, now it's
Yeah.
mounted up on the wall next to Gacy
Yep.
over by the corner. It's fucking sweet.
Yeah, it looks really cool. And beneath it, we've got the FBI wanted poster. I got to get a frame for it, but it looks cool there. It'll look cool when it's
Oh hell
in
yeah.
its frame and stuff. So, yeah, so Sick Rick masks, so wicked. That's our 6th Sick Rick mask. So,
sick.
so
Sick.
totally
Sick.
digging on them, man. So, yeah, sickrickmask.com if you want to get some of that stuff. Also, thanks to all you guys listening. Numbers rolling in this week. We're at about 2,600 listens. So that's awesome. We appreciate that very much. It's a lot of German listeners because Patrick from Skeleton Pit shared the interview I did with him
Oh,
with
yeah.
their listeners. And
Fucking
Germany
A, man.
is now number 3 behind Canada for
Oh, yeah.
most listened countries listening. So thanks. They just passed out, barely inching out the UK. So they were 4th, now they're 3rd. And thanks to all you guys listening. Yeah, it's
Appreciate
awesome, man. Now, Joe, you got any good serial killer calendar stuff to share?
I do. Page a day got me fucking hooked up.
Yeah, these are awesome, man. This is a great idea you had for these.
Yeah, I thought it was pretty nifty. And
Christmas gift you got?
no, actually, I bought this one myself, but I saw it
All
come
right.
in at work, and I was like, "Fuck that, I got to buy it." So I actually had it for about 2 months before
Oh,
I was
cool.
able to use it.
That's
So anyway,
good.
I got a few this time because, of course, we didn't do them. We did the bonus episode last week, so
Right.
I had a couple extra. So the first one I'm going to talk about, and basically, if you listen to the Luca Magnotta episode, then you heard me bring up the Body Farm. And if you don't know what
Right.
Body Farm is, go look that up. But anyway, this was kind of they were continuing on from the Body Farm, and I just thought this was kind of neat. And they talk about the 4 stages of decomposition. And
Okay.
since we're Murder Mel Mayhem, I thought, that's some good info for anybody that was curious. So the first stage is called the fresh stage, and that's when maggots feed and multiply on the body. Skin on the upper and lower jaw stretches, hair and skin remain attached to the skull. Then you go on to the bloat stage. After a couple of days of exposure, the body bloats from gases given off by bacteria feeding on the intestines. Third stage is the decay stage.
Yummy.
Microbes and insects consume soft tissue like muscle, ligaments, fat, and so on, causing the body to slowly decompose. And finally, you got the 4th stage, which is the dry stage, and that's usually after about a month or longer if the body's not exposed to the sun. Most of the soft tissue is gone, the bones have dried, leaving a skeleton. So that's the 4 stages of decomposition.
That sounds lovely.
Yeah, I thought that was neat. Okay,
After I just ate.
all right, so
I think stage 3's.
it's what? What'd you say,
I
Chris?
think stage 3's my favorite.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I said I think stage 3's my favorite.
Yeah, decaying. I thought maybe you'd like the bloat since you're into that drinking and shit a lot.
Actually, the bull is pretty.
So another one that they were talking about was this case. So back in 2005, there's this Kentucky lady named Sarah Brady, and she received a phone call from a Sarah Brody that had received a package that was actually meant for her, and she was 9 months pregnant at the time, and the other lady told her that she was too. And it was something that was on her registry, so they just figured that somebody had mixed up, the gift registry for the bridal shower.
Okay.
Or for the baby shower. So there was no information on who sent it and all that. So when Brody called the Kentucky lady Brady the next day about another package mix-up, they ended up talking for almost an hour, and they thought they were like friends. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So she went to go pick up the second package, and whenever Sarah Brady, the original woman, moved in for a goodbye hug, the Sarah Brody pulled out a knife and attempted to stab her.
Oh, damn.
A struggle ensued, but Brady managed to hit Brody over the head and stabbed her instead. She fled, called 911, and bled to death while waiting for help. So the Brody lady, the one who, set up the scheme and everything, she ended up getting stabbed and fucking dying over this shit.
Wow.
Her real name was Katie Smith, and whenever they removed her maternity underwear, she had a large amount of padding and everything else to make her look like she was pregnant.
Wow.
And the whole thing was they thought that she was trying to steal the baby.
Trying to steal the baby. There was I remember another case kind of like that not that long ago where they were buying baby clothes and they actually killed the lady and stole the baby and shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
I have to look that up.
No, that's fucked up.
Yeah.
This wasn't that long ago.
Yeah.
Wow.
So then and then they had this one thing on the next page, and it was like supposedly that Katie Smith, because that's the lady's real name.
Right.
After that Sarah Brady stabbed her, she said, "You stabbed me, you stupid bitch." That was her. Yeah, no shit.
Right.
Okay.
Captain Obvious here.
Something else that I got from the fucking pageogram, fucking calendar, the page a day. So they brought up 5 celebrities who had committed crimes and what they did.
Yeah.
And I thought this was interesting. So
Danny Bonaducci on there?
No, he's not on here. But the first one is Wesley Snipes, and he willfully failed to file tax returns.
Right, yeah. Woo.
Yeah, and he served 28 months of a 3-year sentence for tax protesting. That's what he did.
Wow.
So then the next guy they're talking about is Mark Wahlberg, and he got arrested for assault. And I didn't know about this. When he was 16, Wahlberg was charged with attempted murder and pleaded guilty to assault after attacking 2 Vietnamese men. So I don't know. I never knew that.
Wow, I never knew that either. That's funny.
Martha Stewart's the third one. She got caught for insider trading. Everybody's pretty familiar with that. Lil' Kim, she got busted for perjury, and she served 9 months for lying to a grand jury about a shooting.
Wow.
And then the last one on here is Danny Trejo, and he went to prison, of course, but he got busted selling heroin to an undercover cop.
And that was before he was an actor.
Yeah, that was before he was an actor. So, I thought that was pretty interesting. Yeah. So, I got one more now. This one's pretty fucking... This is a good story right here. One that maybe we could look into also. So, I don't know if you ever saw it. Me and Chris watched it today about the Michigan cop who him and his wife ate the pot brownies and fucking called the cops. And they're like, we're dying because off these pot brownies, they were freaking out so fucking hard.
Wow.
This cop called so anyway, this is a story like that, but it reminded me of the Michigan one. So this is in Toronto. So Constable Vittorio Dominelli, they called him a complete idiot for his evidence tampering on January 27th of 2018. So Dominelli and his partner Jamie Young were part of a raid on a marijuana dispensary on the west end of Toronto. So of the seized items, they failed to report a chocolate hazelnut bar infused with cannabis oil and instead pocketed it. Later that night, while assigned to surveillance duties, the two officers ate the chocolate bar. In a high-induced panic, they radioed for help using the code 1033, which is usually reserved for officers in serious trouble. Officers who responded confirmed that the two men seemed to be in distress, but soon discovered they were just extremely stoned.
Wow.
Dominelli pleaded guilty to attempting to obstruct justice, and he resigned from the force.
Now, I'm personally offended because that's an Italian, you're a slight to the Italian.
I mean,
the guy's a dumbass. Yeah. Legit, though, that's pretty fucking stupid.
Yeah.
That's funny.
It's hilarious.
That is funny. Serves him right. Fucking fool.
So, yeah, thank you, Page a Day Calendar.
Yeah, that's awesome stuff. All right. Well, guys, we got a lot on our plate tonight. As always, we're going to take a little road trip, a little special Valentine's Day episode. So, Chris from Shawback Nation, what the hell do we got to do, man?
Let's get a murder on motherfuckers.
Hell yeah, man. That is some sick ass metal from Germany, man. Annexation with the song The Beast, man.
Hell yeah.
Joey, those are some friends of yours, man. Those guys are wicked.
Yeah, my buddy Paluga from Germany, he's also in the band Cerebral Enema. But yeah, them dudes are fucking sick as fuck. And he was like, hey, I do this thrash thing. We're recording an album. And he sent me some of those tracks before the winter or whatever.
Yeah.
Or whenever the hell it was. But I was like, dude, that shit's fucking sick. And yeah, they released the album and it's really, really good.
Yeah, the vocals definitely remind me of Carcass a little bit,
Yeah. Yep.
Fucking wicked, man. Really, really good stuff. So yeah, go check those guys out. Annexation. All right, well, tonight, guys, we're going to do another killer couple. As we mentioned, it is Valentine's Day episode, so we wanted to do that. And doing a little Lonely Hearts Killers, Raymond Fernandez and Martha Beck. It's a story from the late 1940s that some of you may not be familiar with. They met in a Lonely Hearts Club in Florida. And for those of you that are not familiar with that, they were very popular back in the day and kind of the precursor to Match.com and dating apps like that, because people would put out like a classified ad, hey, I'm, single, whatever, looking for a date. Yeah.
They give too much information too, like fucking how much they were worth and shit.
Oh yeah.
They give out all that info, dude.
Yeah.
Like fuck yeah.
Right. Like today, I mean, that would be like identity theft all over the place,
Yeah.
So back
That's what I'm
then,
saying.
yeah, nobody thought about that shit or weren't worried about it, So that's what that is. If in case you're wondering, what is a Lonely Hearts Club? Is it like a physical place? It's basically just like a want ad type thing for people trying to meet people.
The way they did this, like, it reminds me of fucking like how Belle Gunness did her shit.
Yes.
After the fucking personal ads and the fucking papers and the fucking all that shit. Reminds me of Belle Gunness.
That's a good analogy because, yeah, very, very similar. And so Raymond tells Martha that he's into scamming women, so she decides to help him out, and they become a killer couple. Pretty crazy story. Got a good ending, too. We're going to dig into this one tonight. But, Chris, how much did you know about these two before we decided to do this one?
I'd heard about it. I knew they were a killer couple and whatnot, but I didn't know a shit ton about it. Like, the two that they got caught for, one of them super fucked up. I mean, they're all fucked up, but the one's super fucked up.
Yeah. It is.
I didn't know.
Yeah, especially with the kid involved. And Joey, what about you? I mean, how familiar were you with this case? Because I really wasn't.
Yeah, I was familiar with the name that they were killers.
Right.
But until we actually were doing this one and delved into it, learned a whole lot.
Yeah, it's an interesting case. There's more to it than I thought, so it's cool. There's not a whole lot on Raymond Fernandez, really. He was born in 1914 in Hawaii to Spanish parents, but then they moved to Bridgeport, Connecticut. I don't know why the fuck you would leave Hawaii for Bridgeport, Connecticut, but probably for a job.
I wonder if
that climate change had to suck.
Right?
I was wondering if his dad, isn't both of those have Navy bases?
I don't know if Bridgeport has a Navy base or not.
But in Groton, though, which is like...
it couldn't have been too far. So, yeah, maybe they were.
Because I was wondering the same thing. I was like, why? What moved them there?
Yeah, I'm sure it was for employment. But
yeah,
he winds up moving to Spain as a teenager to work on his uncle's farm. He gets married at age 20, has 4 kids, but he just says, fuck you, and he leaves.
He's out.
He's just a fucking... Yeah, he's just one of those, right? He serves in the Spanish Merchant Marines and then British intelligence, so seemed like a pretty sharp guy in World War II. But he has a little bit of an issue. Joey gets into a bad accident.
Yeah, had a fucking steel hatch fucking fall onto his head. Like, really fucking hurt him, too. Fucked up his frontal lobe.
Yeah, he fractured skull, brain injury.
I want to know how shitty that hatch was fucking attached.
Right?
When you're in the middle of a fucking storm on the sea, you know that shit happens. So it was a default somewhere.
Right.
Even just... go ahead.
No, go ahead, dude.
I was just going to say, it's one of those injuries, though. Even reading it, like getting hit upside the head with it, man, it makes my butthole clench.
Yeah, that just sounds like it would hurt. And, I mean, he's in the hospital for a fucking year. So, I mean, that's a long time, even back then, to be in the hospital.
Yeah.
Now he would have probably been in there for a long weekend, and they would have sent his ass home. Prior to this, though, people said he was very mild-mannered, but after that, not so much. Very short fuse, a totally different person, and we've heard this so many times. After his release, I found this interesting. He stole some clothes and gets put in prison for a year. God damn. His celly, though, gets him into black magic and voodoo, Chris. How fucked up is that?
Hey, man, if that's how you got to get through life.
He
got put in there. He got put in there for stealing clothes, and everybody else was doing it, and he got caught.
Right. That's true. That sucks.
His celly's all about the black magic, and he was like using that. He thought that's what helped, like literally helped him through life, got him what he wanted.
Right.
Fucking shit.
Yeah, he thought it made him irresistible to women.
Yeah.
So that's, but this motherfucker's got a dent in his head that he's got to keep covered up with a toupee. Yeah. So he had to be pretty special.
Did you?
Oh, yeah.
Did you see this? If you look up, if you look him up on the fucking Wikipedia.
Yeah.
So they have like all your information when you're born, died, all that shit.
Right.
Occupation. You know what his occupation says?
What?
Look at that.
Confidence trickster.
His occupation is I saw
That's
that
hilarious.
and I had to look it up to
Wow.
see, because I mean, like, okay, I get what it means, but I had to see what their definition was.
Oh, that's
Yeah,
hilarious.
and it's just like being able to fucking be devious to get people to come up out of their personal state.
Wow.
That was his occupation.
That's hilarious. So Chris,
crazy.
Here's another one though with the brain injury, pretty brutal one like we were talking about, but it sounds like it really changed him a lot.
Oh yeah, dude, and he's like, that brain injury gave him that fucking ego that he's gonna have the rest of his life, and like you said, they said it left a dent in his fucking skull from where that fucking thing hit him. They said it was 6-foot steel fucking hatch that just like bounced off the fucking dome. So
Yeesh.
It ain't gonna fucking be good for anybody. And like you said, it changed his whole demeanor in life. He was easy going and everything. Now he's got like not a short fuse, but a complex about like himself.
Right. Yeah, it messed him up big time. Now, Martha is born in Florida in 1920, so she's 6 years younger than Raymond. Her birth name was Martha Seabrook, but later married and changed it to Beck. She has a glandular problem that leads to her growing breasts at a very young age, which was like 9 or 10. I mean, she's pretty young. I mean, that had to be uncomfortable as fuck.
I remember what I was reading, but something they brought up the glandular problem, and they were like, in parentheses, or they're like, which was a common excuse for obesity back in the day.
Yeah. As a matter of fact, I think I saw that too. I laughed.
I saw that as well.
But she became obese. But yeah, who knows? Is it one of those, things that people say instead of saying they just can't put the Oreos away? I don't know. She would claim later to have been raped by her brother, but her mom said that didn't happen, and
she
beat her
for
accusing
She beat
her instead. Like, what the fuck?
Dude, that's like fucking blaming the victim right there.
Right.
If it happens, stop. Don't find out if it happened before you go beating me for it.
Right. Yeah. I mean, unfortunately in that era, girls were not, the boys' word would have trumped hers.
Yeah.
It's fucked up, but I mean, it's crazy. Now, Joey, talking about crazy, weird things about this story, the writer Truman Capote said he knew her when she was with the circus, because she winds up leaving fucking home and joins the fucking circus.
Yeah.
He was 9, so he would have been younger than her. But I mean, how crazy is that? He's the author of In Cold Blood, which would become like the precursor to fucking true crime stuff.
Yeah, that's the OG true crime book.
It really
right there.
is. I was watching a documentary about that. I put them on the list.
Yeah,
that's a good one.
Super
for sure.
necessary.
Yeah,
but he even Truman Capote did an interview I saw with the Paris Review in 1957, and this is all he said about it, but I thought it was pretty classic. He said, once I ran away with a friend who lived across the street, a girl much older than myself who in later life achieved a certain fame because she murdered a half dozen people and was electrocuted at Sing Sing. Someone wrote a book about her. They called her the Lonely Hearts Killer, but there I'm wandering again. But that was Truman Capote.
Oh, that's funny. That's funny. So, yeah, that's a weird twist to this one.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, I guess Martha's done with the circus, so she finishes high school. She goes to nursing school, but she's having issues finding a job due to her weight. She becomes an undertaker's assistant. That had to be like where they put the ugly nurses, I guess.
Right.
Preparing female bodies for burial. That's fucking brutal. But Chris... that reminds me of how Gacy was working at funeral homes before he did his thing.
Yeah, but I didn't see anything about how Martha was sleeping in the fucking coffin with a dead boy that was because Gacy did that.
That's true.
I didn't see nothing about Martha doing that.
That's true. That's true. Well, as far as we know, I mean, Martha sounds like she's a little kinky, who knows?
Yeah, it's about the same.
Now, she quits that job. She moves to California to work at an army hospital as a nurse, but she winds up getting pregnant, and the guy dumps her. She tried to get him to stay, but he doesn't want any fucking part of that. So she winds up going back to Florida, Pensacola, and she's pregnant. She's single. She tells people the father was in the military on deployment, but then later said he died in the South Pacific. I thought it was messed up, though. The story winds up getting to the local papers, so they're all feeling sorry for her. And she's, of course, capitalizing on it, probably donations and stuff like that.
Isn't it fucked up that she had to make up a story about her husband fucking dying before people would accept the fact that she was a single mom?
Yeah.
That's fucked up.
It is fucked up, but she's definitely got a thing for lying and swindling and confidence trickstering.
Yeah, she's got that in her herself.
Yeah, those two were like made for each other, Now, soon after she gives birth to her daughter, so she gets pregnant again, this time to the bus driver, Alfred Beck. They have a shotgun wedding, basically get married. She winds up taking his last name, and that doesn't last long. They get divorced, and now she gives birth to a son. So she got 2 kids. Joey, she is struggling, single mom. She's overweight. She's having a hard time finding a guy to settle down with. in any era that would be difficult for a woman, but especially at this time,
Yeah.
would have been really tough on her.
Like you said, I mean, anytime that's not fucking easy.
No,
but,
not at all.
Back then, like nowadays, you got all this fucking independent power and this and that, and you know, women are very recognized in the workplace and everything like that. We're talking the 40s,
Right.
and it wasn't like that back then. Yeah, and fucking, I mean, not only with the fucking job situation, but especially with the man situation, like it is
Right.
fucked up to say, but back then, all she had was baggage.
Right.
And no gentleman caller that would be there to woo her on her doorstep would really want to be putting up with that, because
Right.
you could find somebody else without that. So.
Yeah, it just a totally different time. It's awful to even say that it was a thing, but it was. So now she's unemployed. She got 2 kids, nobody to help her. She's caught up in this fantasy world of romance novels and movies. 1946, she finds a job at a hospital, and in 1947, she places her Lonely Hearts ad. And
See, now,
go ahead, Chris.
I saw that the ad was like, got put, like her friends or whatever at her job put it in there kind of as a joke, and it kind of looked,
okay.
and it went by for a while, and then she finally and then she got that response or whatever. But I saw that in a couple different places that she didn't have. It was her so-called friends or whatever at work doing
Did it as a joke.
Well, that's a hell of a punchline.
Yeah, right. Damn, right? Yeah, I'm sure they felt like shit when she's executed. God damn.
Like shit, we started this.
Right. So, like you said, though, Chris, Raymond Fernandez would be the only one that answers the ad, and then this is when things start to get pretty fucked up. At first, Raymond is staying with her. Things are going, pretty well, but he decides to go back to New York City. Probably to get away from her would be my guess.
Yeah, it's like, I got to go back for business, dude. I'm out.
Yeah. She tells everyone they're going to be married, that he's her Prince Charming. She loses her job and decides to pack up with the kids and go see Raymond in New York. Now, Chris, something's just telling me that Raymond was not real happy about that.
He was not happy about that. Then he came to this term to where, like, you know what, you can stay with me, that's fine, but the kids got to go. It's me or the kids.
Right.
So she proceeds to put it into consideration, and she chose him over her children.
Yeah.
So she goes to the goddamn, Salvation Army.
Yeah.
Into their shelter, tells the kids they're going to spend the night there, waits for the boy to go to sleep. And then when he's asleep, tells the daughter she's going to get them some food or whatever the fuck.
Wow.
And the daughter's like, all right, cool. And she walks away and never looked back, said, fuck them kids. Let's go kill.
That's fucked up, man. Wow.
Pretty much what happened.
Their mom went out to get cigarettes.
Yeah, right.
Their mom got cigarettes, yeah. No shit, bro.
That's horrible, man. But, honestly, that's probably the best thing that ever happened to those kids, because at least they had a chance at a real life, So,
yeah, and I never saw anything about, like, their kid, like her children after that. I don't know if
me
you
either.
guys.
No, I didn't see anything either.
I don't remember who the fuck Susan Smith or whichever one that drowned her kids for the man.
Yeah, Susan Smith.
It wasn't her, so it's kind of like this situation. At least Beck didn't fucking kill her kids.
That's true. Yeah,
Right.
I mean, she just
did
let him,
abandon
gave
the
him to
fuck out of
somebody,
him, but,
which is better than what they would have been had they stayed with her
Right.
and him. That's for sure. Now, what she was doing is she's posing as Raymond's sister to help with these fucking schemes. So they're running ads in these Lonely Hearts Club classifieds,
Fucking
luring
tricksters.
in victims, tricksters. The woman they were preying upon, or the women they were preying upon, would have her guard down since, there's a sister there, looks less imposing. Of course, Martha becomes jealous that Raymond was having sex with these women, and then she gets fucking violent. So, Joey, it's 1949. This is when they start killing, but I did watch a documentary that mentioned something about Raymond Fernandez killing somebody before Martha, but I don't remember seeing it again. So I wondered...
So he supposedly got in a relationship, but it was basically a scam. It was a fake relationship like he was doing.
Trickster.
Yeah, later on. Yeah, being a trickster. With this lady, Jane Lucilla Thompson, who was a divorced cook. So he ends up getting married to her. She was later found dead in her hotel room in Spain, possibly killed by Raymond on November 8th, 1947.
Wow.
She had apparently died of unknown causes. Raymond then forged her will and took over her apartment and her belongings.
Damn.
So I mean,
wow.
that one wasn't confirmed, but yeah, he probably had something to do with that.
Sounds like him.
Her mom was living in the apartment, right?
I think so, yeah.
Oh, wow. Jesus Christ.
Her mom was living in the apartment at the time.
That's messed up. So 1949, these two would commit 3 known murders, the ones they would later be convicted of. Some suspect there were as many as 17, but I didn't see any specifics other than the ones we're going to talk about.
Right.
One of them was Janet Fay, a 66-year-old woman from Albany, New York. She was engaged to Raymond. She withdraws thousands from her bank account and up and leaves for Long Island with Raymond and Martha, who, of course, she thinks Martha is sister. When Martha found them in bed together, she attacked the woman with a hammer to the head, Chris. Some hammer smash face going on here.
Tyler Hadley shit.
Right. Yeah, Tyler Hadley. Any one of the hammer killers that we've talked about over this last 3-year run of Murder Metal Mayhem.
What was fuck, now I'm not remembering the bitch with the fucking pickaxe.
Tyler Faye Tucker.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
There you go.
Carla Faye Tucker.
There's
Faye.
another one jumping you in bed with a tool, you know?
Right? So
She's getting off on that shit, though.
That's true. That's true. But Martha attacks her with a hammer. It hits her in the head repeatedly. Raymond finishes her off by strangling her with a stocking. And they sent a typed letter to her family letting them know she was fine.
Yeah.
But they fucked up because the family knew something was up because Janet didn't type. So they're like, what the hell is this? Shouldn't even have a typewriter. So they wind up stuffing the body in the trunk and burying it in the basement of a house. All right, so we had a little wonky connection there, but we got Chris back. So they put this body in a trunk and they bury it in the basement of a house they rent in Queens County. So the press dubs them the Lonely Hearts Killers once it's known how they lured the woman in. So they're known, they're looking for them. They hit the road for Grand Rapids, Michigan, and they stay with Delphine Downing, a 28-year-old widow with a 2-year-old daughter.
Yeah, and this one's terrible.
It is terrible, man. These two are just so devious, man. It's just absolutely horrible is a good word. Martha is again posing as Raymond's sister. Delphine saw Raymond in the bathroom with his toupee off his big old dent and accused him of lying to her about who he was. He gave her some sleeping pills. I'm amazed that she even took these, to chill her out. But the little girl starts crying because of the fighting and the fact that her mother was kind of out of it. And Martha chokes her to shut her up, but it doesn't kill her. I mean, Chris, what the fuck is going on with this bitch, man?
She's fucking psycho, dude.
Yeah.
And
walks out on her own kids and then she starts choking this one out.
Yeah. Dude, that right there in its own is fucked up. But also, I thought the whole reason that fucking Delphine got the sleeping pills is because she thought she was pregnant. And so that's why, no, that was the chick on the bus, wasn't it? Damn. But yeah, I thought fucking Martha told her to fucking take the sleeping pills and that'll kill the baby. And then her daughter fucking came in and started freaking out. And that's when she choked her to shut her up.
Right.
So then Raymond comes in with Delphine's deceased husband's fucking 22 and proceeds to shoot her in the head.
Right.
And her daughter her daughter doesn't quit crying for like 2 days. So
Yeah, the cops wind up showing up.
Yeah, these people are so bad that Martha took Delphine's daughter. I can't remember what her name was.
Yeah, I don't have. Yeah,
Martha
name.
took Delphine's. They buried Delphine in the basement, and then kept her daughter for a couple of days. She cried the whole time, and Raymond told her to get rid of the kid. So she like literally takes the child and fills a bathtub and drowns the child.
Yeah,
like fucking Nada did with cats, but this was a human being child.
Right.
And then buried next to her mom in the basement.
Yeah, it's messed up.
And they stayed in that fucking house.
Yeah, and that's when the cops showed up and went down in the basement and saw the makeshift graves. They're like, what the hell's going on here?
Right, yeah.
They weren't too bright when it comes to covering up a crime, that's for damn sure.
No, not at all.
It does not take them long. They confess, but they did deny the fact that they said there were 17 potential victims. But I didn't see anything to support that, so I'm not really sure where that number comes from.
No, I never saw any like further explanation on cases or actual people that they assume were missing because of them.
Right,
I wonder if they're just missing people. They thought that maybe could have been tied to them.
Which, of course, we're talking about so fucking long ago that maybe those cases were more prominent. You could hear about that stuff at that time.
Sure.
And then over the years, they just faded,
Right. Yeah, unsolved cases, But even with just the ones we've talked about, these people are fucking awful. Now, Joey, I saw that Fernandez tried to retract his confession, but what do you think? I mean, with whole,
the question, were they both guilty? Yes, I definitely think they were both guilty. I think there's less of a question in this case if she was fucking under the influence of him than other cases that we've done. Like, I definitely think she was acting on her own. Where if you look at the Charles Starkweather or
Carol Ann,
even the Carla and Paul. Like, if you look at those cases, there's stuff in them that makes you think, okay, well, there is a possibility these women could have been, held
influenced,
under right. With this, I don't think that's the case at all.
No.
We'll eventually get into another case, Sunset Strip Killers.
Yeah.
Same exact way. Neither one of them had
similar.
remorse. They were both like, I definitely feel in it for the fun. And
yeah, I agree. Chris, I did read that these two thought they were going to be safe from the death penalty since they got caught in Michigan, who did not have the death penalty at the time, but they got a little surprised that happened to them.
Yeah, well, I mean, the one state's attorney or whatever told him, if you confess to this or whatever, you won't get extradited to New York where they do have the death penalty.
Right.
And obviously, that's a whole fucking straight up lie. So, like, well, they talked to fucking New York, or they gave them their information. Like, guess what, New York, we got your information. You want to put these motherfuckers around? We got you.
Yeah. Pretty brutal. So they tricked them. And
tricksters.
So, yeah, the tricksters, I guess. So they wind up getting the death penalty. Now, the trial is very sensational at the time.
oh yeah, big time.
It was held in the Bronx instead of Nassau County to avoid the jury being tainted. But with as much press as this got, I don't know how much of a difference that would have made.
Right.
The press.
I've often wondered that about huge trials like that. How you getting non-partial? Everybody's heard of it.
Right.
Everybody knows what's going on. How do you get a non-partial person? It's impossible.
Like, I could be wrong about this, but I think they fucking moved like Gacy's to Aurora or Rockford, one of those, and it's just like
Rockford.
Yeah, these people still know. What
Yeah,
the fuck.
Exactly. They still get the newspapers there.
Yeah, if you're thinking about a crime like that, that's like 5 miles away.
Yeah.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Crime miles, that's 5 miles.
That's funny. So the press is, of course, focusing on the sexual part of the story and very derogatory about Martha. The Daily News called her the triple chin killer. That's fucking great. Brutal as hell. It's mean as hell, but this woman was such a piece of shit. killing kids. I mean, fuck her.
I want to
so
draw
the
a
triple
picture
chin
of the triple
killer.
killer.
That might be a good commercial one day.
That
Triple
would be.
chin killer.
That would be fucking hilarious, dude. God damn it.
Her calling in and bitching about it. Apparently, she wrote letters to the editor to defend herself and complain, but nobody gave a shit. There was a ring and some other jewelry found in her possession that was belonged to Janet Faye.
Yep.
So Martha made claims of not knowing what she was doing, but the psychiatrists were like, fuck you. You're a pathological liar. You'll say anything. So
I never even saw anything with this case. Well, like I said, this is one from a fucking billion years ago, but I never even saw anything where she tried to put it off that she was under his influence either.
I did not either.
As her defense or anything.
No.
Like, she pretty much was, just saying that she was out of her mind, didn't really know, but she never was like, oh yeah, he controlled me.
Yeah, no, I didn't see anything like that either.
I do remember seeing, the author that wrote the book, Kill by Passion. I can't remember the name of the fucking book at the moment.
Yeah, I've got it here somewhere.
Said something about she got pregnant or whatever, and he told her you got to abort the kid, so she did it herself, with like a big crocheting needle, like coat hanger abortion style.
Yeah.
Damn, that's fucked up. But with her, there's certainly no big surprise there. The only murder they would get convicted of was the 66-year-old in New York, Janet Faye. 2 years later, they are executed at Sing Sing Prison in New York on the same day. You gotta love that. March 8th, 1951. 2 years, man. They don't fuck around. Not like now. 20 years you're on death row.
Yeah.
2 years, boom.
It was all maybe 2 hours apart or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, that's just crazy because they actually executed two guys before they killed Raymond, and then she was right after Raymond.
Yeah.
So they referred to it as bundled executions. I guess it was a thing at that time to save money, which makes sense. I mean, shit, if you got 4 people to execute, rather than doing it on 4 days, you got 4 crews, 4 executioners, just streamline that shit.
Why wouldn't you just line them up like Christmas tree lights and do it all at once?
Right? Or shoot them or something. Yeah, but they put them in the electric chair. I wonder if you even clean between them, if you just fuck it.
Yeah.
Let's just clean them at the end.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So pretty crazy, but she was last, so she was the headliner.
Yep.
But Joey had never heard of that before, doing executions.
No, I never did either. I looked it up once I saw the bundled execution fucking term.
Right.
And, it was something that they did do for a little bit, I guess, but it wasn't like anybody famous besides them that I saw or notable. But you got to think, though, coming out of that, they're coming out of a war, too.
Right.
And you're doing everything you can to streamline and just keep everything economically efficient because people are struggling with money.
Right.
People are having trouble coming back from the war, and there's a lot going on. So, I mean,
the efficiency of death.
Yeah, I mean that's a really fucking probably ingenious idea for that time.
It really is. I mean, honestly, I should have asked Tex about that.
Yeah.
See what he thought about that. When the media asked Raymond if he still loved her, he said, of course. And when they asked Martha what she felt about Raymond, I thought her answer was interesting. Imprisonment in a death house has only strengthened my love for him. My story is a love story. So there you have it, guys. A wonderful love story for Valentine's Day this year. Pretty special. Chris, you mentioned that book, 1952, Introduction to Murder by Wenzel Brown. I did not read that. I don't own it, but I did see that there was that. There's probably others, but that was the one that seemed to be the one, and it was written right after it happened. And there was a movie called The Honeymoon Killers in 1970. Have either of you guys? I've never seen it.
No.
I didn't even know it existed. Anything to add to this one, guys? Valentine's Day?
Nah, fucking, I think we're pretty all right. Fucking happy Valentine's Day. Don't get bloody shit.
Yeah, don't get a dent in your head, Chris. You know, that would be
don't
good.
get a fucking dent in your head.
No, not at all. Joey, anything to add?
Yeah, I was just gonna. It's nothing really about the case, but just something I found interesting while we were doing this case. And they were talking about there was a classification of killers who are known to have used want ads, personal ads, matrimonial bureaus contact their victims. It's like a section of them. But some of the names in them I thought was pretty classic. Is you got like Rodney Alcala, who was the dating game killer, one, you know. Then you had, fucking Lonely Hearts, Beck and Fernandez. You got Albert Fish, because he used the paper.
That's true.
Harvey Glattman.
Yeah.
Who was also known
Glamour Girl Slayer.
And the Lonely Hearts Killer.
Oh yeah, he was.
He was known as the Lonely Hearts Killer. So was Nanny Doss, who I don't know that case, but that was one who popped up.
I remember Nanny Doss.
And Harry Powers, who was the West Virginia Bluebeard, but he was also known as Lonely Hearts Killer. But a couple other names that were on there.
Does it mention Belle Gunnis?
Belle Gunnis.
Chris brought that up earlier.
Yep, Belle Gunnis is on there. Robert Hansen's on there. Bobby Joe Long's on there.
Nice.
So, I mean, there's some other ones that I wasn't really familiar with, but I thought that was kind of a cool classification that they've all used that medium or some form of that.
That's interesting.
Which, to be honest, is exactly you got the Craigslist killer.
Yes.
And things like that.
Yep.
It's the same thing.
Yeah, Luca. Yeah, very, very interesting how that all ties in.
You remember the fucking he wasn't the Craigslist killer. You remember the guy, man, I think it was Germany or something, but he put out the ad.
The wanted to be cannibalized.
To be cannibalized somebody, yeah.
That's definitely one we need to do. That would be a good one. Yeah, I remember reading about that.
Yep. I mean, no, we should definitely do that because the whole account of the whole fucking, it's really fucking interesting.
It is very interesting. All right. Well, I did my research watching a couple documentaries on YouTube. They weren't that good. There were no good Bill Curtis docs or anything like that. Most of what I got was from magazine and newspaper articles.
Me too.
Really good. It's an old case. What's that, Chris?
So there's a lot of reading more than watching and listening shit with this one for sure.
Yeah. They were executed quickly, so you don't have any of those jailhouse interviews. And back then they didn't do that, as much as they would do nowadays. Right. Next week, though, we're going to do a very gruesome one. Joey, you've been talking about this one for quite a while. Who are we going to do next week, man?
We're going to do fucking from New York. We're going over to the East Coast. Fucking Kendall Francois.
Yeah,
he was convicted of killing 8 prostitutes, and he might have did more. We'll get into that.
Yeah, Poughkeepsie, New York.
Poughkeepsie.
Yeah, it's a good one. From 1996 to 1998, he kept the bodies in the attic of his house where he lived with his parents and sister.
Yeah,
that is fucked up.
Yeah,
dinky motherfucker, Chris.
Yeah, that's bold.
I think that was my biggest fascination with this case is just because how fucking gnarly that had to have been.
What do you say? Like I left McDonald's up there? Like how bad does it smell?
I will admit too that this is a case that I learned about because of a horror movie called The Poughkeepsie Tapes. And all those ones that are based on a true story.
Right.
So once I saw the movie, it was a brutal ass movie, but then you want to look into it to see what they're referencing.
Yeah.
Then I came across this fucking case. I was like, God damn.
Yeah, it's pretty harsh.
Yep.
So it's going to be a good one. Kendall Francois next week.
Not Randall Francois.
That's right. Well, we've done our share of murdering tonight. I hear that familiar music. Gotta be CK getting ready to throw down his metal knowledge. So, Joey, what the fuck do we need to do?
We need to light the candles, pop the champagne, and scatter the rose petals. Nah, fuck that. As Twisted Sister said, love is for suckers. Let's get our fucking metal on.
Known the world over as the master of metal, the crusher of posers, and Murder Metal Mayhem's knower of all things metal, hailing from Wild Van Street in Danbury, Connecticut, standing at 6 feet of brutal, punishing madness, weighing in at 220 pounds of poser pulverization. The one, the only, toughest bastard on the planet, Chris C.K. Kovacs!
All right, we got the great metal motherfucker here on Messenger. And we got Chris from Shawback Nation on Messenger because you're COVID potentially exposed again. So we are just dealing with shit here, man. What the fuck?
And we could hear each other.
Yes,
Yeah.
we
Yes.
figured it out.
We can totally hear each other.
That's great. That's very
Hey,
good.
us old folks need to figure out technology sometime.
That's right. That's right. That's right. Well, we're in metal, and that's why we got CK here. And CK, I know you've been fired up to talk some more German metal. So anxious to hear what you got to say about these guys.
Yeah, it's actually a band that you turned me on to, that you discovered.
Yeah.
Usually I'm discovering the bands, but this is one that you discovered.
Right.
They're a young band. I think they're in like their mid 30s, late 30s.
I think they're early 30s. Yeah.
Yeah. So they're part of I guess you might want to say a thrash revival type of thing.
Right.
And we're talking about Skeleton Pit.
Yeah. Skeleton
Like a
Pit.
tent revival.
Yeah, I was reading a top thrash albums of 2020 list, CK, remember? And I saw them on there and I'm like, who the hell's that? And I went and listened to them and I was like, holy shit, these guys rip, man. I sent it to you and been posting it on Facebook trying to turn people onto it because I think it's cool when metalheads discover a band you didn't know existed. I mean, Joey, I'm sure that happens to you. And you know, we've all been listening to metal forever, so when you find one like that that's been around for a bit, you know, it's kind of cool.
Yep.
And they're a three-piece, so they hark back to the days of Destruction,
Right.
and early Creator and Sodom. And they used to be called Pistols until 2014.
What was that?
Their previous name was Pistols.
Piss Dolls. Okay.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fucking awesome.
And 2014, they changed their name to Skeleton Pit. 2015, they released their debut album, Chaos at the Mosh Reactor.
Oh, I love that name. That's just such a cool fucking name of a CD.
Which is fucking impossible to get.
Yeah.
Unless you want to pay $962 for it.
Yeah, I remember you screenshotted that. That was insane, man. Like, you could stream it, but if you want the physical CD, you found one for over $900. I mean, that's crazy.
Dude, I got it for you, bro. I got it. I'll buy you one tomorrow.
Okay, cool.
Man, you're gonna suck that much dick tonight?
God damn it, bro. Don't let the camera bag, homie.
You got to do what you got to do.
Man's got to eat.
Man's got to eat.
Man's got to eat.
Oh, shit.
Sorry,
But,
CK.
Sorry, but I was able to find a new one on Amazon for a good price.
Yeah.
And that the new one is killer. I mean,
Yeah. Both of them are great, but the new one's even better than the first, which is Lust for Lynching or Lust to Lynch.
Lust to Lynch, I believe.
Lust to Lynch, yeah.
Yeah. And it brings you back to you're back in 1985 listening to Exodus, Slayer, bands like that.
Yeah, they're raw. It's got that three-piece bands, I think, have a certain rawness to them that if you could capture it in a recording is great, and they nail it. And the fact that Patrick did that at his place by themselves is amazing.
Yeah, I read that in the interview.
Yeah.
And just so the fans know, the band is on bassist Doyle Fascinator. Guitar and vocals is Patrick Options, and drums is Lizard Chandler.
Yeah. And I thought it was cool, CK, when he was talking in that interview that I did with him, that they'd been friends since kindergarten.
Yeah,
Which is
that's
crazy.
crazy.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Do they have like the names? Like that isn't their real names.
No,
obviously.
it's not.
It's funny because me and Pete were talking about that Annexation band from Germany too.
Yeah.
And he was like, "Your buddy plays that band." I'm like, "Yeah." He's like, "What's he playing?" I was like, "Man, I think he's a guitarist, but I don't know." So I was trying to look it up, and whenever I looked it up on the Encyclopedia Metallum, they all got like stage names.
Right.
So I'm like, I don't fucking know who it is.
Yeah, these are their real first names, but their last names
yeah.
are fake. Yeah. That's funny.
But unfortunately, these guys are not well known, so there's not much about them.
Right.
As far as info, all I could tell you is definitely stream them. If you can, go buy a shirt, go buy some merch from them.
Right.
Support these guys because they're really fucking awesome, and I dig them a lot. I know you dig them.
Yeah, they got a couple of videos on YouTube you can watch too. The new one, they've got a couple of really good videos that done very well, probably, pretty inexpensively, just kind of like that cool DIY thing going on, just really awesome. Very cool. Well, I've got a little clip, about a 9-minute clip of the interview that I did with Patrick here very recently. And since there's not a ton of info on them, CK and I thought it'd be cool to throw this in here, give a little bit more information about the band, and you can hear from Patrick himself.
Yeah, it's definitely a really good interview.
Cool. Well, thank you. All right. Went to check you out. I've been listening to metal since the 80s. And so, I consider myself pretty, well-read when it comes to heavy metal. And so when I hear a band that I don't know of that's showing up in a top thrash metal albums of the year, I got to check this out. So I was floored when I heard you guys. I love it. It's really good
the
stuff.
80s, that's where we came from.
You could
music-wise,
tell.
we are a little bit younger. Yeah, but regarding the music, that's what we love. All the 80s American bands like Exodus and Testament is completely our...
You could tell. You could tell.
Want to hear.
You could definitely tell. I love it, too, that you're wearing a Havoc shirt in one of the videos. And I said, I got the same shirt. And you said, I got like 3 or 4 of them. So
And we love them.
That's
One
awesome.
Of my
I
favorite bands.
think your bass player had a Testament shirt on. I was like, nice, So, yeah, I could hear it big time with you guys, the American metal influence for sure. I really liked your first album, Chaos at the Mosh Reactor. I heard it afterward because I didn't know of you guys then. And you're definitely having a lot of fun, which I really like. I mean, a lot of metal bands are very serious, and you guys play serious music, but it's cool to see that you're having some fun. What do you think about that approach of having fun with playing and not being so dead serious all the time in heavy metal?
Yeah, that's what we like. You heard it right. We have a lot of fun playing all the stuff live and really powerful show and all that. And you can see it right away when we hit the stage. And yeah, we are guys, we don't take everything too serious. We have a good laugh at everything. And I think you can hear that in our music.
Oh, definitely. Definitely. That's one of the things I liked about you is that you could definitely tell you're having fun. I used to play in a band and we were a 3-piece for a while and had 2 guitars at one time. And there's definitely a different feel to a 3-piece, and I really like the rawness of it. And I think it fits what you guys are doing perfectly.
Yeah, that's what all the mixing guys at live shows say to us. We are so easy to mix because we are only 3 guys, and afterwards they come over and say, "Wow, it was so easy, and your sound was awesome." So, yeah, that's the cool thing. And if you are just 3 guys, it's easy to plan rehearsals and all that stuff. So, yeah, we like what we're doing, and we all love the sound we do. We listen to the same sound in private, so
that's great. Now, were you guys friends before the band then?
Yeah, we 3 guys are all friends since kindergarten.
Oh, wow.
So we know each other since 25 or more years. The bass player, Dominic, is my best friend since 30 years now. So
wow, that's really cool. You could
yeah.
tell. You could tell you guys are having a lot of fun. Now, what other bands that you like that maybe some of our listeners may not know about? And I was joking around with you earlier about the Angelus Apatrida tip that you gave me. That was a good one. I always love to ask bands, who are they listening to? Because I inevitably find a band I never heard of before. So what are some bands that you like that maybe our listeners might not know?
Yeah, the Angelus Apatrida thing, we already talked about that, so just check them out.
Yeah.
The other bands you're listening to are a little bit more well-known, I would say. The younger bands like Havoc, Warbringer, or Power Trip from Dallas right now. And but maybe I have another one. They are Spanish as well, maybe Crisix. I don't know if you...
Crisix is amazing.
Yeah, I really like them as well. So these are the bands we listen most of the time. Apart, of course, from Exodus, Testament, and all the older 80s thrash metal bands.
Right. Now, what is it like to play thrash metal in Germany when you have such a rich tradition in that genre? I mean, bands like Creator, who's probably my favorite metal band of all time, Destruction and Sodom. I mean, that's like metal royalty, and you're playing in the shadow of that. I mean, what is that like, being in Germany, playing thrash metal with bands like that around you?
Honestly, it's really awesome. We are really happy to be in Germany and to play metal. I think in a lot of countries in Europe, maybe Southern Europe, it's quite hard, I think, to get a lot of shows and all that when you make metal. But in Germany, it's awesome. A lot of listeners, a lot of great festivals, and not only thrash metal bands like Creator and Sodom, also other big bands like Rammstein.
Right.
And so on. We have a lot of metal history in Germany. And,
you do?
Yeah.
I
think a lot of
too.
US bands want to come over to Europe and Germany especially to play live shows.
Have you ever played a show with Creator, Destruction, or Sodom?
We've played a show with Sodom, yes, but with Creator and Destruction we have never played, no. But a few other cool bands, the Municipal Waste, maybe you know them.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we've played them 3 times together, I think. Maybe you know Ewile from the UK.
Yes.
We've played with them, and there've been a few cool bands we've played together with.
That's awesome. I got to meet Mile from Creator. I did an interview with him over here in Chicago, here in the U.S., and that was awesome. And also Schmier from Destruction. I got to meet him, doing an interview with him here. So those were, good times. I brought my son along with me to teach him about what real metal is. So nice. he learns the right way. So now, what is the plan for Skeleton Pit in 2021? I mean, with COVID, obviously, there's a lot of uncertainty. Has Germany, because I haven't followed it, have you guys opened things back up again at all, or is it still pretty restricted?
Well, it's still pretty restricted. That's a question I cannot answer at the moment because we are in a hard lockdown at the moment in Germany. We had the plan to play a lot of shows this year with our new album, play festivals and all that, but I think it will not happen. At the moment, everything except supermarkets and drugstores is closed in Germany. No bars, no restaurants, no barbers, hairdressers, and all that stuff is closed. You have to be at home at 8 o'clock. You can only meet one person from another household. So it's nothing possible at the moment.
Yeah, that's more restrictive than what we're doing here. So that's
we got a new peak of new infections in November, and they closed everything down right after Christmas or around Christmas. And so let's see what the year will bring. Maybe in summer the times will be better and we can play a few shows.
Yeah, I hope so.
Honestly, I don't know what will happen. So we're just try to go day by day or week by week, and then let's see what we can do.
Right. Now, I know that some of the metal bands have done some online, like live streaming stuff. Have you guys talked about doing anything like that at all?
Yeah, we have talked about that, but we all say we don't want to do it now. The biggest reason for that is when you see a Skeleton Pit live show, you want to see energy, movement on the stage, interaction with the audience.
Right.
And that's something which is not possible online for us. So yeah, we are thinking about it, but at the moment we have no plan to do that. But maybe when the lockdown is still a few months, we will talk about that again. So I don't know.
Right.
But we are not the biggest fans of that approach to
Yeah,
reach
I know
audience.
most of the bands I've talked to agree with you that it's cool to do it, but it doesn't match the live feel of the audience and the band
definitely
interacting with each other. And so I could see where that would be weird to play to a camera, just no audience. Now, do you like listening to any podcasts out there that you dig, either metal or others, any of them that you like in particular?
Yes, I listen to podcasts, but Metal Mayhem seems to be a good one, maybe for the future.
I know. You said that you liked it. You listened to it a little bit and heard our antics on there, so that's cool.
But apart from that, I normally listen to German podcasts. There's one called Fest und Flauschig. This is two funny comedians from Germany. But apart from that, I mostly listen to music.
All right, that was cool talking to Patrick with his German accent, he's just awesome. And pretty cool to hear from him and talking a little bit there about different topics. But, it was a fun conversation. He's a good guy.
You know what sucks lately?
What's that?
You know what sucks lately is time zones. Time zones suck.
I tell you, I think I'm over my time zone thing.
No, I'm just saying because be like, hey, I got this interview, but it is this time on this day. I'm like, fuck, I'm at work.
Right.
Shit.
Right. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that is true with the time zones. Doing them during the day. Yeah,
damn
for sure. All right. Well, that was cool. And like you said, CK, Skeleton Pit worthy of a listen. What do you got for a Lost Classic this time?
It's a band that I know you're a little familiar with.
I am.
It is Primal Scream Volume 1. These guys are out of New York. If I remember correctly, there were one or two members who were originally in Carnivore played with Pete Steele.
Yes.
In a different incarnation of Carnivore.
Right.
Yeah.
And he went on to form their own band, Primal Scream, which kind of has like a kind of like a familiar sound as Carnivore, but more in a crossover to it. It came out on Celluloid / Mercenary Records.
Yeah.
And after that first album, they were no longer. I have no clue what happened to them after that. But
yeah, when I was in my former band in Connecticut, we were on that label with the Goo Goo Dolls, with Primal Scream, Mean Streak. There were a handful of bands on the label.
The girl band, right?
Yeah, the girl band. And but Primal Scream, I remember the guy talking about being in Carnivore but didn't really have much interaction with them, but knew of them. So that's cool.
Yeah, so they just released that album, so it's available. So pick it up, check it out, and stream it.
Oh, that's cool.
Do what you got to do. So it's out there.
Awesome. Well, I'll tell you what, guys, I'm hearing a little more fucking brutal metal here, a little 666 fucking 6. So we could talk about what the hell we've been listening to. So let's do that. All right, Joey, 66 fucking 6.
Onslaught.
Little onslaught there tells us we're going to talk about what we've been listening to lately. Chris, over there at Shawback Nation, what's been gracing the airwaves over there?
Well, earlier today, fucking before the podcast, I was redoing fucking Macabre's Carnival Killers because that album just is. I listen to that fucking constantly all the time. The new Macabre.
Yeah.
I'm not listening to that completely. Like it's one of those things. You get something new and you just re-go with it. I love it.
Yeah,
dude.
that's cool.
Fantastic. I've also been listening to some fucking goddamn. Oh, I just lost my whole train of thought, dude.
You
No.
weren't listening to the Spice Girls with Bonesaw today, were you?
I totally was. If you want to be my lover, you gotta get me. No, dude, fucking, I was listening to that. Just because, like last week, like one of the vocalist thing, we was doing the same thing. I've been listening. Like I listen to him a lot anyway, but Whitechapel, dude. Like I mentioned, Phil Bozeman last week, but
yeah,
but I've been listening to Whitechapel, which I do a lot.
That's cool.
I love those guys. They're fucking badass. I don't know, just all kinds of shit. Fucking, and also going back to last week, the vocalist. After I mentioned him, I had to go back and I always cannot listen to fucking goddamn fucking Bodie, dude, doing the party slam. But hell yeah,
sexual atrocities. Nice.
Yeah.
Joey, what about you, man? What you been
album.
listening to, dude?
I've been listening to Exhumed Gore Metal. Had that playing for a while.
Fuck yeah.
I was listening to one of my favorite EPs, Suffocation, Despise the Sun.
Nice.
I think that one's one of their most brutal. And in the car right now, I'm listening to Machine Head Burn My Eyes.
Nice. That's a good one.
Classic.
Yeah, I like that one. I've been listening to the new Angelus Apatrida. I know, CK, you've been jamming that one too. Holy
Hell
shit,
yeah.
dude. Wow. Self-titled. Just came out Friday on Century Media. Amazing album. And then also, CK, we both been jamming that new Todd LaTorre solo album. Holy shit, man. That's the singer for Queensryche, but it's not Queensryche. It's pretty heavy stuff and a variety of different sounds on there. And it's just him and one other guy. Todd LaTorre does the drums and the vocals. The other guy does bass and guitar.
And
solos. I mean, fucking ripping solos on there. I'm like, two fucking people did this. It's like, wow.
Yeah, if you want to hear what a person who does a solo album, what a solo album should sound like, that's what it should sound like. It should sound nothing like the band you're in.
Right. Something totally different.
Right. So he definitely nailed it on this one.
Yeah, he shows his true talent, man.
And I'm still listening to In Malice's Wake and Harlot.
Yeah. In Malice's Wake and Harlot, man, those two are just like bookends, just two great bands.
I was kicking it at Shawback Nation the other day, and we started busting out that Dublin Death Patrol.
Oh, hell yeah. That's badass.
Oh my God. Yeah. Fucking fire, dude.
Yeah, Dublin Death Patrol is wicked, man. Yeah, for sure. Speaking of Angelus Apatrida, I mentioned them when I talked about what I've been listening to, but we're going to be doing an interview with the singer, guitar player, Guillermo Izquierdo. Hopefully I could say that tomorrow and I completely fucked that up. I'm doing that tomorrow afternoon, and we're going to feature Angelus Apatrida.
How he pronounces his last name before you fucking butcher it.
No, I could say it. It's just I'm going to have to spell it out phonetically. But I took Spanish for 4 years. I'm pretty sure I could pronounce this. It's just Guillermo and Izquierdo are two very words similar enough that it's easy to fuck it up. Maybe I'll just call him Guillermo. That might be easier.
There you go.
But anyway, Guillermo and I are going to do this interview tomorrow, and we're going to feature Angelus Apatrida, the last episode of the month, and we'll play a piece of that interview. And the entire interview will be posted as bonus content. A listener posted the other day how she's really getting into these guys. And CK, I know you and I have a mutual friend. You said he's been texting you going crazy about these guys.
Oh, yeah. That's all he's been talking about. He's been texting me how great these guys are.
Yeah. So it's always cool to turn people on to new music. And so that's really great. And it was ironically Patrick from Skeleton Pit that told me about this band. And I checked them out, and I was blown away. And they've got several albums, so it's kind of like finding, Harlot or In Malice's Wake, where they've got this whole catalog of stuff you can go back to and really just dig deep into it. So very, very cool stuff, man.
As I should ask my buddy in Annexation if he fucking knows the Skeleton Pit dudes.
He might.
Because Germany's not a very big place.
No, and speaking of German bands, another one I've been jamming. CK, you told me about these guys, Surgical Strike.
Surgical Strike, yeah.
Killer. Great German band. They're friends with Skeleton Pit because I was watching the music video of Surgical Strike, and the dude's wearing a Skeleton Pit shirt, the one that I'm waiting for now 2 months. And I'm like, what the fuck? That guy's got my shirt on. God damn it. So then I was like, how the hell does this guy have a Skeleton Pit shirt on? Then I realized they're German. I'm like, oh, they might know each other. And sure enough, they do. So that's just funny as hell. But we're going to be doing an interview with them on Sunday through Skype. And so, yeah, they're in Germany. It's going to be fun. And we'll play that for you eventually here. We just got all these interviews coming up, which is awesome. So, all right. That's 666 Club. We've talked about that before, guys.
That's where you can hear all the full interviews.
Where you get all the interviews, exactly, Cashman.
Right. Yeah, not just the parts of them. You get the full interview. You get everything early. The shows early, the karaoke stuff early, and
interview.
All the interviews we've done, the bonus episodes.
Yeah.
Chris, we've done some good ones, man. Dahmer, fucking Ramirez.
Capone.
Capone.
Did fucking Capone.
Yeah. So, I mean, you get all this stuff when you become a 666 Club member. So you definitely want to go.
A Ramsland interview.
Right.
Get the full fucking. Dude, there's so much shit there that you guys haven't heard that you need to hear.
Right. Patreon.com/Murder Metal Mayhem. I'll link to that in the episode description. Just $3 a month is all it takes. So definitely we appreciate the ones out there that have been doing it, because we've got some new ones and it's always good to see. All right, well, we've got plenty of metal we just did tonight. So CK, what the fuck do we need to do?
Let's get our Mayhem on.
Well, gentlemen, it's almost that time of the year again, Mother's Day. Looking for that perfect gift to give for that special lady in your life who's got a bit of a stinky cooter? Well, look no further. Our special Dr. Gein's Pussy Potpourri offers a solution when that mother in your life drops her drawers and it smells like someone stuffed a trout under your bed for a month. Our new Dr. Gein's Pussy Potpourri is wonderful, and you'll think she's been rolling around in a bed of roses. Mention Stank-Ass Mom when you call for a 10% discount. Dr. Gein's Vagina Maintenance cares about mothers and has been taking care of nasty poontanks since 1955. God damn.
Oh, Joey Cashman and the Dr. Gein Vagina Maintenance. Fucking, that's good stuff.
Pussy Potpourri, baby.
The Dr. Gein Vagina Maintenance actually goes back to the Brutality Report. I used to do the fake banner ads, and there was a Dr. Gein Vagina Maintenance banner ad I had that I always thought was funny. All right. I used to do psycho dance banners too. I took the flash dancers and put serial killer heads on.
Right, yeah.
They're like Gacy and Fish. Yeah, they were pretty funny. All right. So I've been doing this dumb shit like this for a fucking long time. All right. Very good. Of course, that was Skeleton Pit, fucking killer. And then followed up with a brand new number 3 in the series, Dr. Gein Vagina Maintenance. With Joey, those are just too goddamn funny. So those are fun. And so we are in Mayhem. And Chris, you said you had a little bit of a Mayhem story. You're there. You're still remote. You're at Shawback Nation. We got CK also with us here on Messenger. And me and Joey Me and Joey are here in Horns High, so we're
yeah.
doing this one a little different because, as we've been saying, Chris was potentially exposed to COVID, so want to keep safe, keep him at a distance so that we don't take the whole show down. Take the whole show down if we all got sick, so that wouldn't be good. All right, so Chris, what do you got? What's your story, bro?
First of all, I think it's funny that we are at Mayhem, and it made me realize something that during what we've been listening to earlier today, I was listening to some Mayhem.
Okay.
I forgot about that. Like earlier at work today, I was jamming some Mayhem, like black metal. Fuck yeah.
Oh, okay. Got you.
But it isn't really a story, but I'm at Shawback Nation right now, sitting here. I got my fucking computer. I'm using the Bluetooth, but in the background, as I'm doing this on my fucking TV, I'm fucking just watching mud trucks dig holes like monsters, dude. I'm loving it. These big ass square body Chevys, these fucking monster tires. I'm just like, all right, cool. That's what I want to do right now. God damn, yeah, that one's a Mustang with these big ass tires. It's
wow.
Fucking, that's all. Just like in the background, I just got mud trucks just digging holes.
All right.
I love it.
Nothing wrong with that at all. Nothing wrong with that at all.
Dude, fucking CK, there's nothing really to update about it but neck tattoo.
Oh no.
Oh yeah.
I got a Mayhem story coming up. I'm going to tell it here in like the next one or two, but it's about one of our truck drivers.
Talking about earlier.
Yeah, so I'm going to tell that one. But CK with neck tattoo, I just because you understand because you work too.
Oh yeah.
But so neck tattoo, after the whole thing with her fucking, sending in the customer service report and trying to get me fired and shit. I basically like have stayed away from her, haven't had to talk to her or nothing like that, which has been nice, So I'm working. Yeah, but I'm working the register the other day and they're all paneled off too because for the COVID thing, so they're like sectioned. So you can't see anything really.
Right.
So of course, I call my number and she comes down and I have to deal with her, and my fucking store manager's right behind me too. And I'm just like, holy shit. So I had to be nice and I did everything, you know what I'm saying? Nothing, didn't fuck with nothing.
Right.
And I even told my boss after she left, I was like, you know how fucking hard it was to be nice to that bitch after she tried to get me fired, But anyway, so the bullshit of it now though, CK, is now that happened, now neck tattoo came up to me and tried to talk to me again while I was on the floor because she thinks she's okay again.
Right.
Oh, fuck her.
I know, man. I'm so fucking pissed off about it.
That's funny. That's funny. Well, we've been
Throw that bitch out.
We have been patiently waiting for our new shirts. We've talked about them. These Jeff Gaither designed shirts we've got with the zombies on the front and the blood spatter on the back. They are going to be printed this week. We've been dealing with, this COVID stuff. The whole world's been dealing with it, but we haven't been pretty lucky here. But this hit us because the T-shirt guy, Faceless Screen Print, awesome people, they were having a problem getting the shirts, just shipped to them. And then they wound up dealing with a COVID situation. So he was down for a while. And so thankfully he's back. The shirts are going to be done this week. And then they'll be shipped out. As soon as we get them, we'll let everybody know. We appreciate those of you that have pre-ordered and advanced ordered and have been very patient. There's obviously nothing anybody could do about it. But what we're going to do to make it better is we're going to give you the same size in our first run T-shirts.
Fuck yeah.
The original ones we've done. And then so you get 2 shirts for the price of 1. And once those shirts are done, they're done. We're not going to make more of them.
Right.
So this will be kind of the last of the Mohegans. So, and we'll throw in some stickers from Sticker Guy or from Stick Up Sticker Company.
Service.
Of course. So thank you, those that have advanced order. There is a link in the episode description if you want to get on that train. But as soon as the shirts come in, we'll let everybody know and we'll get them out. Now, We were doing the fake commercial thing last week because we did a bonus episode, so we had some extra time.
Yeah.
And Joey, those are always fun.
We did good ones this time.
We had some really good ones. I had a little time to prepare, and if I have time, I could come up with some pretty good stuff. And
they just heard the third Dr. Geen.
Right. Yeah, you heard that one, and that was a must because anytime Joey's going to be here, you've done the other ones, and it's just really funny. So we did a Benoit anger management commercial, Chris. That was pretty good. We love doing those in poor taste, as always, of course.
I think the best part about that was Michael fucking.
Oh yeah, that was great. Yeah, that was really
Michael,
good.
Give me a
We did the Magnata Animal Rescue. That was good. Had CK involved with that one. Those are funny. Joe Ball alligator wrestling was good.
Yeah, that was really good.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
CK and Michael doing that one. That was hilarious.
The Ramirez escort service. I wish I could have finished the way I started.
Dude. Well, they're going to hear that in the blooper reel coming up here.
Oh yeah, we're playing the blooper reel.
Yeah,
That's right. Oh,
and then, of course, I threw in at the last second. I'm glad I did, Joey. Another Finley Gang Crisis Hotline commercial.
Super necessary.
It was awesome. Fucking 419. It's just
stay tuned for that one in a few episodes or whatever.
Yeah, definitely.
We got a few to new ones, so that's what's cool.
Yeah.
Add them to the repertoire.
Yeah, so we're going to play. We've never done this before, but we had some really good outtakes and bloopers that we thought would be funny to share with you guys, just like stuff that doesn't make it to the final cut, but pretty funny. So I'll play this here, so just hang tight.
The alligators one of the god damn it.
That's right, dude. That's good. Awesome, dude. That's fucking right, bro. Dude, you nailed it.
Hey, mamacita, looking to spice things up a bit? Give us a call at Ramirez Escort Service. Yeah, no whole sacred. Our escorts might be rotten teeth, but don't let that fool you away, man. Enjoy that. Oh, shit.
Wow. That's caught me up.
I don't know if I can do that again. Oh, shit.
Oh, good.
All right. Oh, man. Hold on. Okay.
Yeah, whenever you're ready.
Man, am I starting from the beginning or?
Yeah, I'd be hard to patch that in the way you were doing it. So you just have to
All right. Shit. Okay.
What do you want to do, dude? It'll be good.
Okay.
Dr. Geen's Vagina Maintenance cares about mothers and has been taking care of nasty poontanks since 1955. God damn.
Did you know you said vagina?
You did.
You straight up. That last line again. You straight up said vagina.
That's hilarious.
You straight up said that, though, dude. No, I know why you said it.
Yeah. Just read that last line. Oh, so those were funny, man. Listening back to that. We have so much fun doing those fake commercials.
Oh, yeah.
They're really
We're so
yeah, it's just dumb. It's just fun to have that much fun doing this. And those commercials crack me. It's the same way I am when I'm doing the karaoke shit. I'm just laughing in here like, this is so ridiculous, but I just think it's so fucking funny. So the commercials are good. Yeah, and we try to tie them in, obviously. We know the schedule coming up. That's why we picked Joe Ball. We just did Luca Magnotta. So, we try to pick ones that we've either just done so the listeners would know the why it's funny, or in the episode where we're going to have them play. So we do try to tie them in like that. And then some of them,
we come back to the oldies.
Yeah, the Dr. Geen and the Benoit anger management. So anyway, hope you guys had fun listening to those outtakes and goofy shit like that. All right, well, this weekend I recorded another Voice of Dread podcast turned out really good. It was 50 minutes long. I had Brad Tucker on with me, the guy who, of course, did the narration for the 666 Express. It was very cool. And he's also doing that Fright Fights contest or a podcast. That's great. And that episode is going to be out Monday, February 15th, voiceofdread.com.
I finally listened to the fucking
Fright Fight.
Yeah.
I listened to the fucking Saw one.
Yeah, what'd you think?
It was really good. I'm not fucking going to get into it because we're doing our podcast. It was a good episode. You should go listen to, especially if you like the Saw franchise.
Yeah, it had Sean from In Malice's Wake on there.
It was just cool. It's fucking pissing me off because it's like I just listened to that and it's been out for a while. I haven't got to read the new story that's in my email.
Right.
And it's just fucking...
It's hard to do everything.
Yeah, I wanted to have all this shit done. And then I was going to do it today, and then work's like, hey, you want to just work till 4? And I was like, oh, okay, I'll work fucking all goddamn day and then fucking drive straight here.
Right.
Which is cool. But it was just like,
yeah.
I wanted the time to do all that stuff. So then you're like, oh, yeah, I recorded another one. I'm like, man.
Tough to keep up.
Yeah.
And then, so that one will be out February 15th. CK, you heard that episode I did with Tucker. You said you liked it.
Yeah, it came out really good. I enjoyed it.
Cool. We talk about the voiceover business, the 666 Express, which was fun, and all the Fright Fight stuff he's doing. Very cool. And then my next guest that I've lined up is Tony Campagna, Spellbound Effects and Art. Going to do an episode on special effects and makeup in horror, so that should be really good.
Oh, yeah,
Tony's amazing, and we talk about him all the time, but I thought, what the hell, get him on. He's really fun to interview. He's just got a really good sense of humor, so it's going to be great. So that's going to be good. That one will be March 1st, so that's a bi-weekly podcast. Every other Monday, the new episodes come out, voiceofdread.com. All right, guys, we got a killer cage match tonight.
Fuck yeah.
We've been talking about this Valentine's Day special, but we pick 70 killers, 70 objects. The listeners, normally they pick the killers and the objects. This time we picked the killers because we had a little special thing in mind. So, Chris, who are those listeners we want to thank again?
We have our listeners, Seven Lyles, Samantha Gunshot Cram, and Rebecca Boomsock getting it in.
That's awesome. Rebecca is just, man, she's just always there. She's very supportive of us, and that's very, very cool. Since this is the Valentine's episode, Joey, we got a special tag team match tonight.
Yeah, Ken and Barbie, Paul Bernardo and Carla Homolka, they're going to go up against fucking our subject of tonight's topic, the Lonely Hearts Killer, Raymond Fernandez and Martha Beck.
Yeah, so that should be interesting. And CK, they got a couple of objects, couple of favorite objects that we've used before.
The variable, bro.
The objects are a tire iron, a bloodstained stinky thong, and the variable is Mike Tyson after drinking a case of beer at Shawback Nation.
Nice. Chris, you got Mike Tyson hanging out at the Nation, man?
Dude, Tyson be hanging out. We got tigers over here. We're like Joe Exotic in this bitch, bro.
So I gotta ask before we get into this. Bloodstained stinky thong. Is it bloodstained from her cunt blood menstruating into it, or is it because she got shot in her leg and she got blood on the thong or something like that?
Oh, god damn.
Yeah, I don't know, but we've got an interesting one tonight for sure. What do you guys think just physically, Chris, with Ken and Barbie versus the Lonely Hearts Killers?
Oh, those two. Oh, okay, just them without weapons or variables. I would have to go with fucking Ray and fucking Martha. Like, just like
I
going
agree,
in and
man. I agree.
Yeah.
I mean, they're old school too.
Yeah, and Martha's a big old girl. Like, fucking Carla ain't doing shit against her.
Right.
And I feel like I feel like Raymond's fucking badass enough, fucking doing whatever. He's like, dude, I'll fucking kill you and not even give a fuck. And fucking Paul's like just too worried about his pretty face.
Right. I agree. But then you throw in the objects. You get the tire iron and the bloodstained stinky thong. CK, what do you think, man? What's going to happen here?
Oh, I think the barbecues are gonna still get their ass kicked.
Yeah. All right.
I think they're gonna get butchered with the fucking tire iron. Then they're gonna take the fucking thong and just ram it down one of those guys, one of the other's throats. Then Mike Tyson's gonna be jumping up and down, going, "This is great! This is great! This is great!"
Joey, is Tyson a factor here after a case of beer?
I mean, I feel like if Tyson drinks a case of beer at Shawback Nation, he's just going to watch the festivities of this fight unfold.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
I
Exactly.
want.
Like, yeah, you're gonna be like, you guys want another?
I mean, I want to see a fucking cat fight, you know what I'm saying? But yeah, it's gonna be hard to do that whenever you got fucking Martha Beck and her three chins.
Triple chin killer.
Yeah. I mean, her special move. Oh man, you don't even want to know about the triple chin.
Yeah, I mean, if she had the bloodstained stinky thong on Carla just choking her out with that thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like fucking Paul Bernardo is going to sit back and fucking have one of them beers with fucking Mike Tyson and watch the festivities.
Just to not even get involved. Because I think Raymond Fernandez is whipping his ass.
I bet Paul Bernardo would try to give Mike Tyson his new mixtape.
He might. He might. I wonder if Raymond would show off his dent in his head to Tyson.
Yeah,
he might think it's cool. I don't know. So I think this is an interesting one. So, all right, guys. I thought it was fun.
I'm still going no matter what. As far as the people themselves, I'm going with fucking Ram Martha over Paul and Carla.
I agree. Lonely Hearts is going to take this one. I think it's a pretty good matchup, though. I think it would be entertaining. Especially with Mike Tyson and the drinking the beer at Shawback Nation.
They can take the bloodstained thong, put it back in the shooting range.
God damn it, dude. Deep cuts over here.
All right. Well, I think we've done plenty of mayhem tonight, guys. So let's hit that fucking Fuck yeah, man. Surgical Strike. Lambs to the Slaughter. Those guys are so wicked. German thrash. We've been talking all German thrash tonight. And I'm going to be doing an interview with the singer and the bass player on Sunday. Really great band. So definitely give those guys a listen, man. Surgical Strike. Huge thanks.
Go ahead. I feel like people in life.
What's that, buddy?
Said Lambs of the Slaughter is like how I feel people are living life right now.
Pretty much, yeah, pretty much. Big thanks to Patrick from Skeleton Pit for doing that interview. Really appreciate him and really like the band. So go check them out. It was cool. CK did his feature on them tonight. So turning some metalheads on. Another great band. So bumper music tonight, guys. Skeleton Pit, Surgical Strike, and Annexation. All indie German bands. Very, very cool. Support them. Dude. So go give them a listen. Big time. CK's intro music, Joey, is by who?
Cry6.
Fucking A. Chris, Murder Metal Mayhem intro music by?
Low motherfucking 12. What?
There you go. And CK 66 provided by which band?
Onslaught.
Hell yeah, dude. Onslaught. Go check out spellboundeffectsandart.com to support indie artists like Tony Campagna. He's got a great online catalog, bringing it, doesn't he, Chris? So wicked.
Yes, he
Go check it out, spellboundeffectsandart.com. Also, we've been talking about Stuck Up Sticker Company. They are awesome at areyoustuckup.com. Let Ian take care of you, stickers, banners, whatever the fuck you want. He's the shit. He's on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, you fucking name it, he's there. Thanks to you guys listening out there. We keep seeing the numbers rolling in. Appreciate everybody out there listening. Got some good comments this time around. Chris, what about that very first one?
We got Robbie Crusher says, listening from Hamburg, Germany, and loving this podcast. Love the skeleton pit interview and your support of real German metal. Fuck yeah. Thank you, Germany. Thank you, Robbie. And keep supporting us. Tell your friends. Let us know. Let them know. Fucking A, man. Hell yeah.
That's awesome. Joey, what about the next one, dude?
Sam Thomas, quick and to the point, he commented, fuck Luca Magnotta.
I couldn't agree with that more. Oh, my God. CK, I know you said you checked out the Luca Magnotta stuff, and we're just like, what the hell, man?
What a piece of shit.
Yeah, totally.
Stephanie said she was showing her sister the Don't Fuck with Cats.
Oh, yeah.
But she had to fast forward through some of the cat stuff.
Right, right. Yeah, that's how it was with me and Jenny watching it a little bit. All right, CK, what's the next one?
Angie Sayer said, I saw someone wearing the Murder Metal Mayhem t-shirt, and I've been listening ever since. You guys kick total ass.
That's awesome.
Awesome.
That is awesome, man. I wonder where she was. You know, she didn't say, so.
Right.
But you see somebody wearing our shirts and then just happen to listen to the podcast.
Yeah, that's awesome. And then, Chris, we got the fourth one there is a good one.
Betty Lou Kills It, who I think has commented before. Fucking A.
Yep.
Says, Murder Metal Mayhem, I love you fuckers. Well, we love you too.
That's awesome.
Keep listening. Keep telling your friends. Fuck yeah, Betty.
That's awesome. That's awesome. Don't forget to check out murdermetalmayhem.com to listen to all our past episodes except the Patreon stuff. That stuff you got to be a member of that 666 Club for. Like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter, and subscribe to the YouTube channel. You can check us out on Amazon Music, Spotify, Stitcher, CastBox, iTunes. Fucking Alexa will fucking bring up Murder Metal Mayhem. So leave us comments wherever you listen. Give us a rating. It does help us move up and have more people exposed to checking it out. And that 666 Club, been talking about it, patreon.com/murdermetalmayhem.
I don't think people like that we exposed ourselves, sir.
That's probably not appropriate, huh? Like kind of like Crazy Mike at the drive-thru at Dairy Queen showing his ball sack.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like, what the fuck,
Poor
bro?
bastard.
You can't do that.
No, and then he got pulled over for that, and he had fucking weed on him and a hitter box, and
Yeah, when it wasn't legal.
right. And he wasn't able to go to any out-of-state shows with us for a while, so I wonder why. Yeah. PeteAltieri.com if you want to pick up one of my books. Also, the new podcast, voiceofdread.com, if you dig horror. And speaking of new podcasts, CK's even got some ideas brewing, something he might do, CK. That's going to be exciting.
Yep, got it working right now. Percolating in my mind.
That's awesome. And we were bouncing off some shit earlier, and it's going to be cool. Of course, it's going to be metal. But CK's trying out some different ideas. It's going to be great if eventually he gets to do that. So we'll, of course, be part of that Horns High podcast network that keeps growing. We can't let them go, though, without hearing a karaoke song. This one was a rare duet that I did. I needed a real singer. My wife can actually sing. Her and Chris's sister are the only two real singers I've ever recorded. Everybody else I've recorded is a screamer. But we did this just for the Valentine's Day episode. Thought it would be funny. I'm screaming like a fucking fool, and she's actually singing. This is a little Kenny Rogers and Dolly Parton. So crank this shit up. And until next time, keep one foot in the gutter.
And one fist stealing Shawback's line from him. God damn, dude.
Baby, when I met you, there was peace unknown. I set out to get you with a fine-tooth comb. I was soft inside. There was something going on. But you do something to me that I can't explain. Hold me closer and I feel no pain. Every beat of my heart, we got something going on. Tender love is blind. It requires a dedication. All this love we feel needs no conversation. We ride it together, making love with each other, Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other, from one lover to another,
I can't live without you if the love was gone. Everything is nothing if you got no one, and you just walk in the night, slowly losing sight of the real thing.
but that won't happen to us, and we got no doubt. Too deep in love and we got no way out, and the message is clear. This could be the year for the real thing.
No more will you cry, baby, I will hurt you never. We started
and as one in love together. We can ride it together, making love with each other, Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other, from one lover to another, sail away. Fuck yeah! Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world, and we rely on each other, from one lover to another, Islands in the stream, that is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world.
Mother, man.